Welcome to the deep dive. Ever poured that first cup of coffee and thought, maybe, just maybe, it's doing more than just waking you up?
It's a daily ritual for so many.
Exactly. And today we're diving into something pretty amazing about it. How a simple compound in your cup might actually be working like deep down at a cellular level to slow down aging.
Mm-hmm.
We're digging in some really interesting new findings reported by Science Alert.
Right.
And our mission really is to unpack how this works. What does it actually mean for you?
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff. I mean, caffeine gets so much attention, right? And we've kind of suspected for a while there are links between, drinking coffee and healthy aging.
Sure, the correlations are there.
But this new research really drills down into the how. Scientists at Queen Mary University of London and the Francis Crick Institute over in the UK, they've moved past just correlation. They're looking at the specific cellular mechanics.
And how they did it is pretty smart, actually. They used fission yeast cells.
Sounds odd, maybe.
A little, but apparently these tiny organisms are, great stand-ins for human cells when you're looking at basic biology.
That's right. It lets you really control things.
Yeah, so they could rigorously check how different caffeine doses affected the cell's lifespan, but also how well they could handle damage, like from stress.
And what's really insightful here builds on what we already knew. Scientists were aware of this key sort of biological switch called TUR.
TUR, target of rapamycin.
Right, exactly. And TUR is, it's pivotal. It helps regulate cell growth, basically telling the cell when to grow based on, the food and energy it has. It's pretty fundamental.
Okay, so that's the known switch. And the big surprise, the headline from this new study is caffeine doesn't flip that switch directly.
No, that's the twist. It's not a direct interaction, which I think many people might have assumed.
Uh-huh.
Instead, what they found is that caffeine controls TUR, but it does it indirectly. It works through a different pathway called the AMPK pathway. Now, you can think of AMPK as being kind of like the cell's fuel gauge, a pretty sophisticated one.
Fuel gauge.
Okay. Yeah, when energy levels are low, AMPK gets activated. It helps the cell adapt, cope, become more efficient. So caffeine isn't grabbing the TR lever itself. It's like pushing the AMPK button, and that then influences TOR.
Huh. So AMPK is this fuel gauge, helps cells cope when energy's low, makes them tougher against wear and tear. We knew that part.
Right.
So what does it mean that caffeine is activating that? Is it just nudging it or really hitting the gas?
It seems like it's a significant activator.
Right.
And when caffeine uses AMPK to operate that TOR lever, the researchers saw three very specific positive changes happening in the cells.
Okay, what are they?
So first, it changes how they grow, makes them more metabolically efficient. Second, it boosts how they repair their DNA. It's absolutely